Can you hear me, David?
Yeah, that's much better. How you doing?
Yeah, I had to hook up a headset. I think I lost my webcam yesterday in the lightning storm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it usually has like a blue light that comes on,
Did you
and
try disconnecting it and reconnecting it to the USB?
I did.
Um,
Um, I need
I
to rewire
found
a bunch of.
something and
here's my daughter. She found the little fairy tale from her Lego Duplo kit.
I
Cool.
found
Yeah,
this stack of books.
yeah. Daddy's moving the books to some new shelves. Did you go upstairs to see how it looks upstairs? Um,
Can I make it tiny? I have to make a tiny castle.
yeah, you could do that. Daddy's starting his class right now, and I hope this is not gonna be a disruptive thing.
Oh no, I know.
Can you get on Roblox Studio and make some more games? I published your games today, man. She got on. It was really amazing.
Make a new castle.
Right, right. A Duplo castle. Can you find the Duplos upstairs? Bring the bring the bag.
Oh, but I will stay with you.
Okay, well, come in here and participate in my class, dear, because you're a big girl. We have a class from 3 to 4, right? Well, I hope we have one. She doesn't completely shut us down, but you can see my layout and right. And one of the interesting things is that I found the audio mixer dock has a it can have a vertical or horizontal layout, right? So I sort of like, I don't know. I sort of like the vertical layout more, so I switched to that. And what? Let me see. I'm supposed to be. Well, okay, I've got to get my artificial class participant to join here. Hold on just a second. Gotta close this down. I got her My Singing Monsters on BlueStacks. Going. What I'd like you to do, can you open your WordPress page and work alongside me?
Let's see. I'm not going to be able to get to that. I've got that on another hard drive. In other words, I was building it on a drive that I
No,
plugged in.
no, I don't mean that. I mean and I mean you could just make a new one if you wanted
Uh,
to.
so WordPress.com.
Yeah, what? Go to WordPress.com and I've gone in preparation for today's class. I went and I cleaned up. Now, what do we do? What do we do the last two sessions? Okay, I'm gonna start while you're getting your WordPress together. I want to talk about that. The last two sessions, I got on and I took the I went and there's a funny story behind this. I went to Google Domains, right, and I found a new domain for the bookstore, and I chose like MDB 1988. So that's Mary D's books, right? So of course you remember the story of Ionos or whatever, how they managed to lose my domain. In any event, there's a connected story to that that's tied up with this. So the first thing is, well, where are we going? We're gonna go here. We're gonna create some websites with WordPress. We're gonna run through the WordPress bare bones development thing. And if we get something we like, we can do one of two things. We can transfer it to a host, to a paid host, or we could just get our paid WordPress host, and hey, that's good. She's eating some cheese. All right, and you opened it all by yourself. That's very good. But the process, like in the case of what we did the last two sessions, we got a domain. First thing I did is I got a domain and I set it up. Then I have a host, and I put my website on the host, right? So there would be a transfer process from WordPress, or if you're on SiteGround or something, I think they have some automated transfer thing where you just point to it, and it transfers your WordPress site out to the new location, right? And then once it's sitting there, you can't open it with your domain yet, right? You go to your domain and you copy over your domain name server addresses from your host. The easiest way to do it is to go, like in the case of Google domains, it's either you take the default Google domain, or you go tab over to custom domain name servers and paste in the domain name servers that are on your host site. Then you go back to your host site and you add a domain, which is the new domain that you purchased, and set it to be a primary domain. Then once it's been set to primary domain, and the Google domain has had its custom DNS server addresses, there's 5 of them, right? Once those have all been copied in, and that the Google domain sends a message that says you've got custom domains, but they're not in use, and there's a little link that says click on this to use your custom domains. You click on that, and then within 10 minutes or so, your website is up. So we did that. We ran through that process twice in the last two sessions. The first one was for the MDB 1988, and then DAHS 2000, which were both purchased by Google domains. Now I come to the point where here I've just purchased 2 Google domains under an agreement with Google, and Google sends me an email that says this is an important update, and it says your domain Squarespace is buying Google domains, right? So your domains soon are going to be controlled by a different company, right? So this should be it should be a wake up call for people. What can happen to you. If you've got a situation like this. In our case, the Ionos company took over our domain management, and the Consider the Lilies, I wanted to keep it only as a redirect because it was a bad decision anyway to have that difficult. As I said before, Americans this happened over and over again. I would say, oh, our bookstore is at Consider the Lilies, and they'd be, how do you spell consider? And is that one word or 3 words? And then does Lilies have 2 L's or 1, people couldn't spell it, right? And I remembered the man on the street question where the guy says, "Can you name a country that begins with a U?" Here's an American, and he's like, "Yugoslavia." And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's sort of where we're getting to in America these days." So I'm happy that I'm switching over to these, easy to type domains, and I'm just gonna, start over from scratch. And I would say to anybody, roll with the punches, right? My wife came over here because of her health condition or whatever. She was not going to cooperate with anything, and she fought tooth and nail. And ultimately, I couldn't get her to do anything, and I had to finally say, okay, this is what you're going to do. When the book orders come in for the bookstore, you're going to print the label and put the postage label on the envelope, and you're going to put them in the mailbox, right? And and so what happens now? Now the bookstore's back up. Of course, nobody knows what it is. I'm going to have to start advertising once again from scratch to build up an audience. It hurts, but roll with the punches. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta keep going. And now that it's back up, it'll give me an opportunity to really, allot the necessary time to get it functioning. What is currently going on with her, I think, is that we're back at the stage of my daughter's godmother is talking about paying for her to have tuition for a 2-year physical therapy program to become a physical therapist. I can't see that she can get through it, but she's like, okay, the whole reason why I was doing WordPress training and why I think WordPress training is very important, especially in the state of Georgia, is the whole Board of Regents university system runs on the WordPress content management system. So if you're Office certified, like if you go on lynda.com and get your little certificates for Microsoft Office, right? And you do WordPress administration for a company, you're a good candidate for employment and administration at Georgia State University or any school in the Board of Regents system. Now, because my wife was much younger than me, I endeavored to get her to do these things because I felt, I want to see to it that she has an opportunity to be successful and so on. And in particular, to go to school without incurring a massive debt, right? But yeah, I can't. The school system is so overpriced now, and I felt also that it was a good way for her gradually to get into an educational environment away from watching short Filipino comedy videos all day on her smartphone, and to a point where she's around young people that are have plans for their life or are learning things, and she's in an educational environment, and she's got people around her that give her, I don't know, the impetus or whatever to get into an academic study and learning mode, which she's not really in now. She hasn't studied since she's been here. Sometimes she quote unquote studies. She takes these practice tests for medical coding certification, lying on the bed, watching the practice tests on YouTube and guessing the answer. So she pauses the video and she guesses the answer, and that's the extent of her ability to study with her health condition the way it is. But in the same way that I tried to help my wife get into this, I think anybody that is in the state of Georgia or in look around your school system. Are they running on the WordPress content management system? It's a major player. Drupal is another one, but it could be worth your while to develop expertise in WordPress site development and administration. Now, what we're doing is in my view, it may seem intimidating at first, but it's actually very simple compared to what we did when we first had websites. We literally had to write the HTML code. To make a web page, you had to make this less than symbol and write. You had to write like A equals href colon something parenthesis or what do you call that? Parentheses, and then IMG space SRC, all this stupid code, you had to write it. And now, these content management systems generate all that code for you. You can pick a layout, a look that you want, and just click a button, and you're good to go. All right. So, have you been able to set up a WordPress page yet?
I'm working on it. I'm building a page.
Okay. What?
So,
Yep. Go ahead.
So keep doing what you're doing,
Okay.
and I'll follow you. I know I'm not going to be happy with what I do today, but I'm working on something. So,
Well, it's all right. Well, if you want to just take it easy, and watch. What I started doing here is like going through these different blocks, right? So this was in the about, right? That like when you go to create a page, right? There is an about page. And on or there's an about link, and when you click on it, when you're going to add a new page, you see a bunch of layouts and templates that have already been done, and all you have to do is put your data in. So I just thought, let me put my immediate family members. Rachel Swartzinger is my daughter's. Rachel is her Hebrew name. So this is her Jewish name, and these are just the names that appear as examples on the template. So notice that I click the left mouse and I go ahead and let's see, is it going to let me delete it? Cut. Right click on it and select cut. Now, what you have here. And let me get the magnifier going. Yes, dear. Oh, wow, you enjoying the cheese? Look at her. She's got cheese fangs. It's the cheese Dracula, right? All right. So, this template, like this is for example, the first thing that comes up on the template up here. I'm trying to see if it's actually a header or if it's just a piece of text. It should be theoretically a block, but here, hey darling, how you doing, sweetie? You're the best girl in the whole wide world, and I love you very much. You're really good. Let me see how that. Yeah, it's too small. I got to get this magnifier to come up. And I think I started it, but it's not. Yeah, okay, there it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in on this, right, and then I'm going to try to get it lined up on the page where you can see it. All right. Now, you see that? The little Dermaflaches or whatever. Ken, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I see Diane's name.
Well, do you see these little icons up at the top?
I do, yes.
Okay, so this is this indicator right here. I'm trying to keep it lined up just right, is the group indicator, right? And all the things that are in this blue frame that appears, it's a way of gathering whatever is going on in that particular section into like a block, right? So we can set a paragraph, or we can see these little 6 dots, right? We can drag this and move it around the page. In this particular layout, like I could have an item like this that is a single unit that I have set the size for, where I could lay it out on the page in a really fancy schmancy way, and it's small, so I can move it to a different location. But in this particular case, this dragging thing, because it's so large, we're not going to move it around, and there's not much that we can do in the way of moving it around. Now, as a page gets laid out, you're going to get this little up arrow and down arrow, right? And all these things do is if I click on this, it's going to move this thing up above whatever is above it, and vice versa. This is our text alignment. And AI Assistant, I have never used it, right? So I want to come back to it at a later date. But we do have AI Assistant on WordPress blocks now. Since our site went down, like several months ago, I haven't really touched WordPress. I haven't had much time. All right, these are formatting. This allows you to take anything in the group and change it to bold, or change it to italic, or both, right? Now also, this allows me to create a link. Like the block will now, when my hand goes over it or my mouse goes over it, it will put that little hand icon there, and I'll be able to click on it and go wherever it's set up to go. Now here I have more, right? And on this site, you can see that, right? These are a lot of things that we can do to make the code more complex, right? So if you've ever been on Wikipedia, for example, editing Wikipedia pages or whatever, you have this kind of functionality, and this drop down allows us to apply like subscripts, superscripts, strike through, all this stuff. It gives me more control over the formatting of my page code without requiring me to have any knowledge of HTML. My options, you can select parent, block or group, copy, duplicate, add before, add after, etc.
David, move your thing over a little to the right. There, a little more. There you go. I see it now.
All right. So you can duplicate, add before, add after. You can add a block before, copy styles, group, lock, create a pattern or reusable block, or move somewhere, or edit as HTML. And all this stuff is creating HTML code for you, right? But you still have the capability in WordPress of hitting edit as HTML and going to the HTML code level and at the bottom here we have delete. All right, so let me go back to regular size, and so this is just a list of our immediate family here, and I just did it because it's a demonstration of working with existing templates. So I'm going to hit publish, and then go back, right? And you can see now we're on pages, wordpress.com/pages, therealmysticmass.wordpress.com, right? And this is the page that we just created. All right. So I'm going to go in and add another page. From the template. All right, now I already did this, already ran through it a couple of times, and this first template, let me go into it and show you all you have to do. All right, so you go in here and your block starts here. You see how I click on it and it's got that group icon, your thing. And I went to the text, control, or let's see. No, what did I do? I wanted to select everything. And it's all what I did. Somehow I thought I did control A. Let's see, control A. There we go. All right, you just got to fiddle with it, right? So to get it to select. All right, so I selected this with my resume in the buffer, and I just hit paste, right? Then my whole resume was there, and then I just deleted this remaining stuff. So I'm going to go back now and show you the result. Right, and there's my resume as it's published now on the website. It's a resume that needs work, but I was just kind of doing it as a demo thing. So let me go into add new again. I don't know why it should be taking a long time. Okay, is it going to load or what? I don't know. It kind of scatters them randomly. So this caught my eye, right? Perspective, written by, there it goes. It's like when it's loading, it takes it a while for it to decide the order, right? So this says, okay, it's a duotone cover, and duotone, like from photography, it's when you take a photograph and you turn it into just two tones with a gradient, right? So what I did is I made a page and I called it Peaches, and I changed it to corrective invective, written by Larry Kassam Sitsam. And Anne, hey sweetie, how's it going? All right. Now this is a beautiful wood carving, and it's life size or almost life size. It's a.
How about Bounty?
It was so I selected.
How about Bounty?
Yeah, I selected the picture.
In this video.
I selected the picture that was there. Please, dear, please.
And
Don't.
my bum.
Okay, let me.
Wee, wee, wee,
Oh,
wee.
okay. Let me go take care of her for a
Okay,
second.
Punty.
Okay.
Gotta take that off.
All right, I'm back. Here, sit here.
Even the Clara.
Okay, good job, girl. All right, so I selected the duotone page, and you see this right here. This is the thing that we have, the icon that appears that allows us to apply duotone to it. So let's see. I guess I could just go ahead and do it and pick some kind of yeah, and highlights, shadows. Say a sort of playing with the color or something like that, right? So I apply the duotone, and once I apply the duotone, I'm going to see this this little icon here. This photograph, incidentally, I took it in Beijing, and there's a temple outside of Beijing that has some very old structures, and probably I forget the structures that are there may be Qing Dynasty, but they're built on foundations. The foundations were there; they're much more ancient. So this particular temple where this carving is was Tangzhe Si, is a temple that you should go to if you ever go to Beijing, because it's extremely ancient. It was the foundations of that temple were there before the northern capital, right? Beijing means northern capital, right? So this is a very ancient temple. Now this is a relatively contemporary carving, but it's an example of really, really fine Chinese artwork of one of the immortals of the Chinese indigenous religion. All right, so you can see on the photograph here I have some options to align it up, down, left, right, etc. And I can put a caption, right? Or make it link to something to take me to another page, right? I can crop it, right? You should play with that. And I can add text over the image. Now, this replace appeared with the original image, so all I did was hit the replace, and I went and I browsed for this. Now, these are the same options that we just saw before that I have put there. All right, so then I hit publish, and I'm gonna update it. I had already published it. Just as an example. there's a lot more that you can do, especially to make it accessible to people that have disabilities and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is about that. But I'll go into that more later. I'm kind of trying to get, so there's not, so we're kind of operating a little bit more fluidly by starting to put pages out there. If you remember the line from Natural Born Killers, repetition works, David. Repetition works, David. I don't know if you remember.
Repetition works.
Yeah, repetition works. All right, so let's see. Say, for example, we'll start from scratch. Here's our team. God, I wish I had a team. All right, sometimes. Well, I'm working on it. But say I click on this, right? And I'm just going to replace this. And I'm going to... Okay, that's too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on it. All right, so here's a template, right? And here's an image. Let me get it lined up on the screen there. All right, so this has got a placeholder image, right? I'm looking at the alignment there and trying to carefully move it over until I can see the replace, right? So then I dang it, when I hit the replace, right, I'm gonna get select image and upload. So I'm gonna hit upload. Then I'm gonna hit show all files. And here I am in Tanjas. I guess I could. Let me put Bodhidharma on my team. Bodha. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a real famous character. But here's a placeholder for my first team member, Bodhidharma. Beautiful carving at Tanja Temple. Okay, and let me get over here on the screen. Okay, so you can see all the files, and I can hit open. And boom, there it is. I'm gonna shrink down here and go here and put Bodhidharma, or let me just put Bodha, which is the Chinese name, and say I forgot how to spell Kshatriya. Kshatriya. No. Kshatriya. Master. And let me put his Indian name, which is Bodhi Dharma. Now, this is a historical figure that brought Buddhism, I think, in the 2nd century. So the major influx of Buddhism that you're kind of seeing in kung fu films and stuff, is more later, like Tang Dynasty. The journey to the west is about the travels of the Buddhist monk that traveled to get Buddhist scriptures. He travels this great distance and goes through all these adventures or whatever. But Bodhidharma actually came himself, and he is of the Kshatriya class, right? So he is of a warrior caste, and he hey sweetie, yeah, all right. He taught, he reputedly, according to legend, he did teach some things about fighting from India. So there's a big hot debate. In the later Tang Dynasty period, a lot of military people were literally hiding. They were insurrectionists, and they were practicing martial arts in Buddhist temples, getting ready to overthrow the government and establish the Tang Dynasty, right? And so they were people that were from the Chinese military already. Now, but much earlier, there was a guy that knew Indian martial arts. A Kshatriya is a military guy, right? So there's a big historical debate about where did Kung Fu, come from, originate from, and in India, will point out, that they have this great martial history or whatever, and that this real person, Bodhidharma, came much earlier, and taught martial skills. Incidentally, you notice his eyes are like wide open. He's reputed to have, in order to stay, to keep his concentration, he cut off his own eyelids.
Dad, I started Kitty with the rat.
And stared at a wall for many years. Okay, so back to our lesson.
They said the cat was a cute little toy.
Oh, is it cute?
Yes, I saw it.
All right. So let's do this again. I click the image, and let me enlarge it again. I click the image, and I'm gonna see if I can get the replace, and I cannot actually get the replace text onto my page, onto my magnifier.
That's fine. I can see it on my page. I know the replace.
Oh, all right. So, but it's an interesting problem that I sort of need to think about and resolve for teaching purposes. Working with this magnifier. I wonder if there's a better magnifier than the Windows magnifier. I should look that up. So, So I'm picking this guy. What is this? I should have a name for him. Tanja Temple. His name is like Big Pocket or something, or Big Bag, and he's a bodhisattva. God, I've forgotten my stuff. Oops. I want to select his name, and I'm just going to call him Maitreya. Oops. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, okay. So if I backspace too far, Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out here in a second. So I'm just gonna put this one name, and I'm gonna because it's good that we know about this. Future Buddha. All right, let me zoom this out. Replace, upload, show all files. I can't believe that I've forgotten these guys' names. This guy is one of the 8 immortals. I'm just gonna put him in there. I'm sorry, it just bugs me that I can't remember the name of this guy. Which one when he that should be him. No, maybe not. Is that a warning for the end of the class? You still there?
Yeah, that was a 15-minute warning, but I actually have gotten something done. I opened up the WordPress page and been able to go in and kind of create what I was trying to do the other day. So you got to learn to not be afraid to throw stuff in the trash and start over.
Yeah. This is the guy. See, you can recognize from the carving, and he's not the he's called Sholal.
See, he put up a toy.
Oh, wow. Does the kitty know where the toy is?
Before I forget, David, tomorrow going to the thrift store. What
Oh,
time
I don't,
will you
Ken.
be there?
I don't think we can go tomorrow because she still has the
Okay,
shits.
and that's fine. We'll go another day.
But let's go. Let's go the following week.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna. Okay. So let me go back to this template here. Oh, wait a second. And I'll change this to Sholal. That's the guy's name. I really have completely forgotten that bit of information. So by going through methodically going through and getting each of your templates and putting them together, what you're gonna gradually get is you get some fluency in
I am hungry.
okay, I'm coming. All right. So let me get her her food, and I'll be right back. Try these things. I'm gonna
Yeah, do what you got to do.
okay. So I hit publish.
Give me food. If you don't give me
All right, I'm gonna give you food. All right, I'm back. I think hold on a second. Let's see if I can do this with these blocks. Something I did that I screwed up the layout by messing with it. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is right now. It's just sort of a demo thing. All right, so I'm gonna add new. Get my camera back open again. So I've worked with this template, this template, this template, this template with the 4. Now I'll grab this one, click the image, hit replace, upload. Oops, a caps lock. So I think I said the 5th or 6th century. No, I said the 2nd century. No, okay, I got it. Yeah, 大摩, Boda is yeah. That's why I couldn't remember, because it's I confused the two names. So I should have called him not Boda but Damo. Forgot. You don't use it, you lose it. All right, so see what I get when I just paste directly, right? That's just a direct paste, and I'm not sure if, let's see. Yeah, by a direct paste like I did there, I have preserved all the Wikipedia links. So anybody that's on this page can click on those links and learn more. Let's see. Here's an example. Where is the Wikipedia page for Bodhidharma? Here it is. All right, so I got that. I copy the link, right? And I go back to the edit page, and I select the text. You see how I selected it's highlighted in blue, right? And then I click link and then paste my URL. Well, I guess that went. I'm not sure if it did or not. It's weird. We'll have to test it. It seems like it would really type URL. Huh. It's not taking. Hold on. I don't feel right about it. Let's see. Copy. That's copy, right? Okay, that's good. All right, and let's go over here to edit page. I'm just putting something. I'm coming. My daughter's calling me.
Alright, and you just want to go ahead and end. It's about that time. So.
Right. The very last thing, I'm gonna hit my publish, and that's gonna put it out live. All right.
Cool. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow. And I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.